This furry thing is supposed to be isolated on white with a natural shadow underneath. I'll copy the image to another layer, then go to the background layer and fill it with black. I don't need black, I need white, but it's not easy to see what's being isolated otherwise. Now I'll double-click the top layer in the Layers panel to bring the Layer Style window and the Blending Options tab. Now let's learn how to use the Blend If feature. You can see that Blend If lets you pick gray, which is the luminance channel, or work with each of the 3 RGB channels separately. Let's stay with the basic gray mode for now. There are 2 separate sets of sliders which you can move. The first couple of sets are responsible for this layer, which is the top layer. It's our furry thing on the white background. So what happens if we move the rightmost, the white slider, to the left? The white background gradually stops blending and, in this case, it just disappears. Why? Because we're telling it, stop blending if the top layer is any brighter than the number we stopped at. And as the top layer is more or less white, or rather light gray, it just stops blending straight away, and when it doesn't blend in a normal mode, it just disappears. What you can see is the bottom layer seen through. But before we do anything else, let's go back. Remember that you could choose a particular RGB channel instead of sticking to the luminance channel? It's time to do this. Most of the time, the blue channel is your best bet, but let's see it for ourselves. You can access the channels one by one in the Channels tab, but there are also shortcuts that you could and should use as it's faster. Ctrl 2 lets you see the composite image. Ctrl 3 shows the red channel. Ctrl 4 is for the green channel and Ctrl 5 is for the blue channel. What you need to determine is which channel is the most contrasted with the background. This time it's definitely blue, as the image in this channel looks darker than in the other channels. So let's go and access the Blend If again, and this time set it to blue. Now it will blend if the blue channel fits some values determined by the slider's position. Let's drag the same slider to the left. Make sure it doesn't eat away all the fur. When you're satisfied, stop. Now it's time to make the shadow a bit softer. The slider I was dragging around is actually 2 sliders fused together. To separate them, hold Alt and click on one of them and drag it away from the other one, to the right. Adjust until you're happy with the result. Now look, all that's left is to replace the black color of the background with white. If we look at the isolation result through the levels, you'll see that it's pretty decent. There is some trash left, so I'd better grab the lasso tool and select the area around the furry thing and fill it with white to fix it. As for the shadow transition, if it's not smooth enough, it's easy to fix with the history brush. But the fur texture looks very nice, and this is why I like the Blend If method. Unfortunately, you can only use it if the object was originally shot on a more or less even white or black background.